Disciplining children. Common mistakes to avoid for better parenting. A guide for parents. Parenting is a journey filled with love but also numerous challenges. All of us want our children to grow up well-behaved, respectful, and happy. However, in our efforts to teach and guide them, we sometimes make mistakes that undermine the effectiveness of discipline. These mistakes usually don't come from a lack of love, but rather from habits, impatience, or misunderstanding how children perceive instructions. This article is a bit long, as it covers many common mistakes parents might make when disciplining their children, from scolding them in public and giving unclear instructions, to accidentally rewarding inappropriate behavior. More importantly, we'll explore how to correct these approaches to help children learn from their mistakes and grow better. Each section includes relatable, practical tips so you can turn discipline moments into opportunities to bond with your child. Let's begin this journey, so each day of parenting can be meaningful and effective. Avoid scolding in public. Imagine you're at the park, and your child suddenly runs into the street or pushes another child to take a swing. Instinctively, you want to correct the behavior right away, but scolding in front of others might not be the best approach. Dr. Erica Reicher, author of What Great Parents Do, shares that public reprimands often cause children to focus on the judgment of others rather than the lesson you're trying to teach. This leads to shame, not understanding. Instead, gently take your child aside to talk in private. If there's no suitable spot, simply say, "What you just did was wrong. We'll talk more about it at home." This helps your child focus on their behavior without the distraction of others' attention and shows respect for their feelings. Reinforcing that they are still loved, even while being corrected. Give clear, specific instructions. Ever get frustrated because your child keeps tossing their jacket on the floor despite countless reminders? The issue might not be stubbornness, but how we communicate. According to Dr. Larissa Neek, vague directions like, "Don't throw things around," confuse kids, who may not know what exactly they're supposed to do instead. Young children need specific, action-oriented guidance. For example, instead of saying, "Stop misbehaving," try, "Please hang your jacket on the hook before putting away your backpack." If your child hits a friend in anger, rather than yelling, "Stop being rude," you could say, "Hitting isn't okay." If you're angry, you can punch a pillow in your room. Your hands are for gentle things. Then gently stroke their hands to reinforce the message. This not only clarifies your expectations but also creates a safe space that encourages learning and positive change. Don't bribe or beg your child. If your child throws a tantrum in the store for candy, have you ever promised a toy just to make them stop crying? While this might work in the moment, Dr. Jeffrey Gardier warns that bribing is essentially rewarding inappropriate behavior. Children quickly learn that tantrums are a way to get what they want, and may repeat this behavior next time. Instead, stay calm and ignore the tantrum. When your child calms down, praise their self-control. "I'm proud of you for calming down." This teaches them that only appropriate behavior gets positive attention. More importantly, children must learn that they can't always get what they want, an essential life lesson. Don't correct when hungry or tired. Ever tried reasoning with your child when they're hungry or sleepy? Hunger and fatigue make it hard for kids to concentrate and regulate emotions, increasing the likelihood of misbehavior. In this state, they can't absorb lessons well, and you may lose your patience too. Try a delay strategy. For example, if your child grabs a toy from a sibling, say, "I saw what you did, but you seem hungry. Let's talk about it after snack time." This not only helps your child be more receptive later, but also gives you time to stay calm. Once both of you are in a better state, the conversation becomes more effective and meaningful. Keep explanations brief and avoid repeating. When your child misbehaves, like pouring water on the family dog, do you tend to lecture or repeat the same point? Long explanations can bore children and dilute your message. Kids need short, clear reasons they can understand quickly. Instead of going on and on about why pouring water on the dog is wrong, just say, pouring water makes the dog wet and uncomfortable. Next time, play with water in the tub. Keeping it brief and behavior-focused helps your child remember the lesson without feeling overwhelmed. Stay calm in every situation. If your child ruins something precious, like flushing your favorite earrings down the toilet, it's hard not to lose your temper. But yelling only makes things worse. Your child might either freeze in fear or push back in defiance, and the lesson will be lost. Instead, take a deep breath and say calmly, "I'm really upset you damaged my earrings. Please be more careful with my things next time." Then offer a natural consequence, like asking them to help clean up. Your calm response not only teaches emotional control but also creates a safe space for your child to open up and learn. See your child's behavior objectively. When your child misbehaves, throws toys or argues with a friend, do you ever feel like they're doing it just to upset you? In reality, such behaviors usually stem from poor self-control, curiosity, or a need for attention, not malice. Try saying, "I know you're trying something new, but throwing isn't okay. You can play with this rubber ball instead." This shows understanding and respect. Encouraging your child to change behavior without feeling judged. Seeing things objectively also helps you stay patient and avoid unnecessary conflict. Avoid comparisons and shaming. Ever said, "Why can't you be more like your sister?" Comparisons can hurt and create jealousy within the family. Discipline should target actions, not your child's emotions or self-worth. Shaming doesn't lead to change, it only builds insecurity. Instead, praise what your child does well. "I loved how you shared your toys yesterday. Try to play nicely with your sibling today too." This encourages positive behavior and helps your child feel valued for who they are, not in comparison to others. Avoid overreacting. If your child gets too loud or jumps on furniture, have you ever yelled or handed out a harsh punishment? Dr. Reicher emphasizes that your reaction should match your child's behavior, not your frustration level. Excessive punishment, like banning TV for a week over a forgotten chore, can feel unfair and lead to rebellion. Set clear rules and appropriate consequences ahead of time. For example, if you don't clear the table after dinner, you won't watch cartoons tonight. When children understand the outcomes, they're more likely to comply. And you'll avoid overreacting, keeping things calm for both of you. Be consistent with discipline. Inconsistency is one of the biggest traps in parenting. If you let your child kick you during playtime but punish them for the same action when they're upset, they'll be confused and think rules are negotiable. Inconsistency weakens your authority and makes lessons harder to learn. Regularly review family rules. If your child breaks one, calmly point it out and follow through with the consequence. Kicking is not allowed. Please sit quietly and calm down. Consistency helps children understand boundaries and feel secure within them. Give instructions effectively. Do you often repeat commands like, "Wash your hands," or "Put your toys away," only to be ignored? Repeating instructions can tire you out and teach your child not to listen the first time. Too many instructions at once, especially if long-winded, can overwhelm young kids. Instead, pause, make eye contact, and speak briefly. "Wash your hands now," or link it to something they enjoy. After you tidy up, "We'll go for a walk." The fewer words you use, the more effective your message becomes. Reprimand the right way. We've all scolded our kids, but did you know yelling teaches them that shouting is how to solve problems? This may cause long-term issues, like associating anger with raising your voice. Reprimanding is an art. It should help your child understand their mistake without hurting their feelings. Try this method. First, state the mistake. "You spilled water all over the bathroom floor." Then explain why. That makes the floor slippery and dirty. Next, give a consequence. If it happens again, I'll ask you to leave the bathroom. Finally, offer a better option. You can play with water in the tub. This makes the lesson clear and positive. Set clear boundaries. Vague limits invite testing. If you let your child draw on the table today but scold them for it tomorrow, they'll be confused. Clear boundaries make children feel secure and understand what's acceptable. Establish rules from the start. If your child draws on the table, say, "Tables aren't for drawing. Use this paper instead." For older kids, avoid vague terms like shouldn't. Be specific. You're not allowed to draw on the table. If you do, I'll put the markers away. Consistency and clarity teach kids to respect rules. Understand that not all behavior needs punishment. Some behaviors, like not sharing at preschool age or telling fibs at age 4, are developmentally normal. Punishing them can feel unfair and make children feel misunderstood. Instead, patiently explain why the behavior isn't okay. For example, if your child grabs a toy, say, "Taking toys makes others sad." You can ask first. For lying, find out why and explain. "Lying makes it hard for me to trust you. You can always tell me the truth. I'm here to listen." This approach helps kids learn without feeling unjustly punished. Avoid unnecessary questions. Have you ever asked, "Do you want to eat?" and heard, "No," even when your child is clearly hungry? Preschoolers often respond negatively out of habit. Unnecessary questions give them the chance to reject what you actually want them to do. Instead, use gentle commands. "It's time to eat. Let's go." Or offer choices. "Do you want to eat your vegetables or fish first?" Add polite words like, "Please," or "Thank you," to make it friendly yet clear. This makes it easier for your child to follow without feeling forced. Make realistic, specific threats. Saying, "I'll throw your iPad away," when angry might make you feel powerful, but to a young child, it's too abstract to be effective. Preschoolers respond best to immediate consequences, not distant threats like, "You won't go to the birthday party." Instead, make specific, actionable threats, and follow through. "If you don't give the doll back to your sister, I'll take your favorite toy and give it to her." If your child ignores you, act immediately and say calmly, "I warned you. Do you want some quiet time by yourself?" This helps them understand clear consequences and learn accountability. Keep promises to your child. When your child begs for an expensive toy, have you ever said, "Maybe next time," just to avoid a scene? Vague promises can make children feel disrespected if you don't follow through. Experts recommend turning them down gently but honestly. For example, "I know you like that toy, but it's not suitable for you right now." If their wish is possible later, be specific. "I can't promise we'll go to the beach this summer, but we're saving up to go when we can." Honesty helps children trust you and learn to accept rejection. Use timeouts wisely. In Vietnam, many families use timeout as a punishment, facing the wall or locking the child in a room. However, modern psychologists suggest that extended timeouts can make children feel abandoned and lonely. For children under 3, timeouts are only effective for a few seconds. Any longer, and it either becomes a game or worsens behavior. Instead of overusing timeouts, try saying, "You need to sit quietly for a moment to calm down." Then quickly redirect, "What would you like to play with Mom now?" This helps your child learn emotional self-regulation without feeling rejected. Don't push your child away. Have you ever pretended to walk away when your child misbehaved in public, just so they'd run after you? While it may silence them instantly, it increases their fear of abandonment, which can have lasting psychological effects. Similarly, refusing to hug or comfort your child when they seek reconciliation can make them feel undeserving of your love. Instead, say clearly, I didn't like how you acted just now. We'll talk more when you've calmed down. When your child is ready, give them a hug and talk it through. This helps them understand that you're upset with their behavior, not with them, and that your love is always present. Be a role model. Children learn from how you behave. If you yell when you're angry, they'll do the same. But if you apologize when you make a mistake, they'll learn to take responsibility. When you lose your temper, sincerely say, "I'm sorry for raising my voice. I'll try to stay calm next time. Would you like to help me think of ways we can both handle anger better?" This not only repairs the moment but teaches honesty and self-regulation. Remember, you are your child's biggest role model, and every action you take is a lesson in itself. Tailor your approach to each child. Every child is unique. What works for your daughter may not work for your son. For example, a calm explanation might soothe your daughter, but your son may need firmer limits. This isn't inconsistency, it's flexibility to meet each child's individual needs. Observe and experiment. If your son gets upset with lengthy talks, keep it brief. "You need to stop now. I'll wait until you're calm." With your daughter, you might say gently, "I know you're upset, but acting out won't help. Want to tell me what's wrong?" This flexibility helps discipline be effective and strengthens your connection with your child. Use selective ignoring. Not every behavior deserves a response. If your child is being noisy just to get your attention, yelling at them can actually reward the behavior by giving them what they want. Instead, try selective ignoring. If the behavior isn't dangerous, continue your activity. When they stop, say, "I love how you're playing so calmly now." This teaches your child that inappropriate behavior won't get attention, while good behavior will be recognized. It also helps avoid unnecessary battles and keeps the household calmer. Avoid hurtful words. Your words hold great power. Phrases like, "You're always causing trouble," or "Why can't you be like your sister?" can make a child feel worthless or unfairly compared. Discipline should focus on behavior, not a child's emotions or self-worth. Instead of saying, "You make me so mad," try, "I didn't like what you did today." Instead of asking, "Did you learn your lesson yet?" say, "What could you do differently next time?" These kinds of responses encourage reflection without shame. Always remember, the goal of discipline is to teach, not to hurt. Connect instead of arguing. When your child talks back, telling them, "Don't argue with me," often just prolongs the conflict. Instead, give a clear warning. "If you don't listen, I'll turn off the TV." If they still don't comply, act immediately. "I already warned you." Similarly, avoid repeating instructions. If your child doesn't respond the first time, say, "I won't repeat myself. If you don't pick up your toys, I'll put them away." Clarity and consistency teach children to listen from the start, reducing unnecessary power struggles. Create a positive environment. Parenting isn't easy, but every teaching moment is a chance for both you and your child to grow. Take a few minutes each day to ask yourself, "What can I do to help my child behave better peacefully?" It could be a hug when they behave well, a sincere compliment, or a short but meaningful conversation. Remember, the more positive your interactions, the happier your family will be. When you stay patient, calm, and consistent, your child learns to manage emotions, respect rules, and love themselves. Together, you'll build a loving and meaningful parenting journey.